Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. The honors to my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders at Great Millstone, that rule well, that teach well, that taught me this truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the Bayaftawadah, which is the house of David, which is the elect. Shalom. Hey, Shalom to your Sensei Akiam and Sensei Akwaf that followed the line wherever it goes. Shalom. It's your brother Yanaga here from the Providence, Rhode Island camp, coming back to you again with another one. All right. And I was just watching this real quick, you know, man, and this sparked me to do the lesson, right? But again, you know, NERO 47 doesn't give a damn about who dies for this country, man, or who do gives a damn. You know, he don't give a damn about who serves him, man. Okay. He don't give a damn, man. As it states right here, it says State Department leaves, okay, Americans stranded in the Middle East, man. Okay. Stranded in the Middle East, man. Okay, as a part of a sacrifice, man. All right. Which goes to show you, man, that this is the cruel Lord in the book of Isaiah. Okay, the 19th chapter, man. Okay, the cruel Lord, okay. This man is going to bring in World War III, but before that, the MOTB has to be established, okay? Now, it says here, Jerusalem, U.S. embassies abandons American, man, because what happened, what's going on over there? Okay, missiles are being, you know, raining from the skies, man, soaking the soils and deleting these quote-unquote American soldiers, right? That's so-called serving a country, right? In those U.S. embassies, man. Okay, and that's what those Iranians over there is going to do, man. Okay, they're going to attack the American interests, right? Over there in the Middle East, man. Okay, the embassies, right? And they're going to, they're going to, you know, they're going to, attack Israel, right? This is what they're going to do, man. Okay? This is exactly what they're going to do. And they're going to, you people over there that go over there to fight in those wars, right? You're not coming back, man. Okay? You Israelites that sign up, okay, for this man, military, okay, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, okay? You're not coming back, man. Okay? So the Lord is putting it in this man's mind, right, to do these things, man. All right? So I'm going to play the video real quick and let y'all hear this say real quick because we're living in some dangerous times, man. We're living in some beautiful times, but we're also living in some dangerous times too as well, man. Okay? That draft is coming, man. All right, that draft is coming, and this is what's going to happen, man. This is a clear, vivid vision of what's going to happen when that draft come and y'all are being hauled off over there into this war, man. All right, y'all going to go. Your loved ones is going to go, and you're never going to see them again, man, ever again, man. Okay, so before we play that real quick, this is YouTube copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use.
The U.S. Embassy now in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait City, they are closed. The State Department has ordered non-essential, non-emergency personnel out of the UAE, out of Qatar, out of Bahrain, out of Jordan, out of Iraq. And in addition to that, Brett, the State Department suggested that every American basically almost anywhere on this map get out if they can.
I have never seen a notice like that from the State Department. Every American across the Middle East find a way to get out of the region. And of course, they're on their own.
everyone get out if they can, however they can. So, after launching a very aggressive war against Iran alongside Israel, the United States is now just leaving Americans who are out in the Middle East out to dry, out to fend for themselves, drawing the wrath of former Trump ally, of all people, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She has a lot to say on this. We're going to get to her response, and that is fun. But Cenk, it's almost as if, they didn't have a plan. What's going on here?
Yeah, two things in this story. One is we're going to show you the panic that has started, and that goes to Yaz's point and the second point, which is, my God, did you have no plan at all, right? But I like that others are now as furious as we are about the fact that they are endangering Americans while being obsessed about protecting Israel. So let's give you the facts.
So my VP keeps saying,
make it more modern.
just.
And I'm just like, what do you?
All right, so here's the situation as it stands right now. Of course, everything is happening so quickly. It's still a developing story in a lot of ways. But yesterday, the State Department urged all U.S. citizens to leave more than a dozen Middle Eastern countries due to the obvious safety risks. And the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Consular Affairs, Moram Namdar, posted this image on X telling Americans to get out via commercial means. And of course, that was very difficult to do because, everything was a bit chaotic, and you can see that as an extensive list of all the usual suspects, all the countries in the Middle East. And today, the State Department ordered the mandatory departure of non-emergency personnel and family members in 6 countries in the Middle East after 2 Iranian drones struck the U.S. embassy in Saudi Arabia. So a suspected Iranian drone also hit the U.S. consulate in Dubai today, but the Americans in the Middle East have very few options for how they're supposed to get out, and they're just supposed to figure it out for themselves. For one, many of the airports in the region have shut down due to the fighting, which makes sense. Airports in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Doha have been hit directly by strikes. Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv is also still closed with no options for commercial or charter flights. And secondly, more and more U.S. embassies and consulates have suspended their services altogether. In Kuwait, the embassy was closed and Americans were told to just stay indoors. In Jordan, diplomatic staff was temporarily evacuated on Monday over a threat. And in Bahrain, the embassy was closed and all regular and emergency appointments were canceled. And Marco Rubio, he posted a video on X outlining how Americans can get in touch with State Department officials. But a recording on the phone number Rubio recited to help Americans says, please do not rely on the U.S. government for assisted departure or evacuation at this time. There are currently no United States evacuation.
Damn. Okay. And you see that, man? You see that, man? This is the reason why, matter of fact, let me grab the scripture, man. Okay. Okay. Never, man. Never. What's that, Sirach? Let's get that Sirach, man. Sirach, yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, man. Okay? And this is what happened when y'all trust the enemy, man. Okay? He leave y'all out to hang and dry, man. Alright? Never trust thy enemy, man. Alright? This man is always up to no good, man. Always up to wickedness, man. Let me read this here right here. It says, but a recording on the phone number Rubio recited to help Americans say, please do not rely on the U.S. government. No, it's not the people who over there, fighting this thing, right? Serving, okay, their countrymen. All right, which goes to show you, man, there's 2 different types of entities here, and there's a reason why, I said back in my last couple videos way back that Tucker Carlson said to, I think he had a conversation with Ted Cruz on an interview, right, on the Tucker Carlson interview, talking about Israeli, or the so-called tiny tops, right? Okay, those Zionism over there, Zionist people over there, they're lobbying for this country, man. Okay, this country is not run by the patriotic, okay, Edomites, man. All right, they're run by the so-called small hat people, man. All right, it says for assisted departure or evacuation at this time, there are currently no U.S. evacuation points, man. Okay, so they're just out there, just stranded while bombs are just missiles and flying, soaking the soil, right? All right, which gonna eventually lead to their death, man. All right, this is the cruel law. These people, they don't care, man. Matter of fact, what's the scripture say? Blood is nothing. Okay. Right. This is the book of Sirach. It says, it's a book of Sirach 8 and 16. Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. All right? He will overthrow thee, man. All right? And this is what Esau, Edom is doing, man. They're putting y'all out there to hang and dry, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's grab that scripture real quick. This is Second Ezra 16 and 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. Right? The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, man. Why? Because it's gonna be a shortage of men. All right, men. This is the reason why the scriptures say a man shall be as the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay, but they're mourning, man. These virgins are mourning, right, having no bridegrooms, and these women are mourning, having no husbands, man, because a bulk of these men are gonna go over there, right, and not only over there, but over here too as well in Babylon, right. You know, they're gonna lose their life, man. Okay. It's going to be like Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Gabar been saying, and also Elder Apostle Rakah and Ariam Lab been saying, right, that is going to be a great culling soon, man. There's going to be a great culling soon, man, where people are just going to be just dying left and right, man, being deleted left and right, man. It says, verse 34, in the wars shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine, man. Okay, point blank period, man. All right, so let's get back to the video real quick.
Points. Great. They really just did not think this through, and they weren't worried about all the Americans that they left over there. So even the U.S. Embassy in Israel told Americans in the country that they were on their own. They posted this on X, and it says the U.S. Embassy is not in a position at this time to evacuate or directly assist Americans in departing Israel. The following is provided for your information. To make your security plans, the Israeli Ministry of Tourism has begun operating shuttles to the Taba border crossing as of March 2nd. To be added to the passenger list for a shuttle, you have to register via the ministry's evacuation form. The U.S. Embassy isn't making recommendations for the shuttle. If you choose to avail yourself of this option to depart, that is interesting wording. The U.S. government cannot guarantee your safety, and the information is provided just as a courtesy.
Right? Cannot provide you your safety, man. So you're not gonna, matter of fact, man. We've been telling y'all this here, you know, from the head apostles, elder bishops on down, us to us men of the Lord out there on the highways and byways, prophesying, right? Telling you to don't trust in your enemy, man. Okay, don't trust in your enemy. Don't trust in this place, man, because this place is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, and what's happening over there in the Middle East is a foreshadowing of what's going to happen here on the soils of Babylon the Great, man. This is Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious." Slakia, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna read it, Khan. This is Isaiah 30:1. "Woe to the rebellious children," said the Lord Yahweh, "that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." All right, because a lot of people, they don't know the motive as to why they're going over there to fight in these wars, man. All right, there's a saying, all wars are bankers' wars, man. Okay, I think it's Albert Pike that said that. Okay, don't quote me on it, but I think it's Albert Pike. All wars are bankers' wars, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's go to the chat, see what chat's saying. Okay, let's Google it real quick. Let's Google it real quick. It says all wars are okay. Highlighting a document by Michael Rivero that central bank often profit from wars by financing combatant nations, leading into long-term national debt. Banks generate revenue through interest on war loans, financing defense contracts, and funding post-war construction. Okay, reconstruction, man. All right. So you get it, man. All right. They shit, man. This is what happened, man. Okay. You're fighting for the interest of the elites, man, and they don't see you as a valuable assets, man. Okay, all they care about is the money from these wars, man. You're basically a commodity, man. Okay, so you're basically taking, you're being rebellious to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and trusting in this country, man, thinking that you're doing a valiant, honorable thing, man. All right, which are only going to lead to your shame and destruction. It says, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Okay, the strength of Pharaoh, man. All right. Okay. Because what are these people doing, man? You have something called the continuity of government, man. All right, to the point where when these missiles start flying, man, these higher up officials, they're gonna be taken care of, man. Ultimately, right? They're gonna be taken care of while the masses of people are being, deleted, man. All right, which goes to show you, man, like, this is what happens when you trust in Egypt, trust in the shadow of Egypt and in the strength of Pharaoh, man. Okay, it says it'll be your shame and the trust of shadow of Egypt, your confusion. For his prince were at Zoan and his ambassadors came to Hanaz. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be an help, nor profit, but a shame and a reproach, man. Okay, so this is what's going to happen, man. Okay, this is what's going to happen, man, when you trust in the wicked, man. all right? It's going to lead to no help, no profit, okay? And but your shame and reapproach, man. And you got to believe that those people over there who, you know, quote unquote, say that they're serving their country, man. Hey, man, they're being put to shame, man. Okay? They're being shamed, man. Okay? Because, you know, for a person to just, you know, put all their faith in a military that, you know, okay, they got my back, and now to just be left out there stranded in those embassies being bombed to hell and back, man. Okay? This is it, man. Okay? This man is showing himself to be the cruel Lord that the Bible speaks of, man. This is thus said the Lord, thus said the Bible, man. It says the burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the young and the old lion, the viper and the fiery flying serpent. They will carry their riches upon the shoulders of the young ass, and their treasures upon the bunches of camel, to a people that shall not profit them. Okay, verse 7. For the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still, man. All right. So there you have it, man. All right. This is what happens, man. And this is on a large scale too, man. Okay. A lot of our people, they sign up for these you know, Edomite militaries to, you know, because they want a bag. They want to secure a bag, and they want to have these nice, fine things that come with it, but not noticing that, you know, yeah, war is a scary thing, man. War is a gruesome thing, man. All right. So let's get to the video real quick.
Thanks a lot. So just pure abandonment is what it seems like. The embassy announcing that it was leaving Americans out to dry infuriated a lot of people, I would imagine, but all.
See, she said it, man. Leaving the Americans out to dry, man. I didn't know she was gonna say that, right?
So the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who responded to the post when she had this to say. She said American taxpayers are forced to give Israel $3.8 billion every single year. And here is our own U.S. embassy in Jerusalem telling Americans, good luck getting out. You're on your own. The betrayal is unbelievable. It really is. And Democrats joined in the condemnation, including Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut, who had this to say. He says, so the State Department is forcing everyone to immediately leave the region, but is also refusing to help people leave the region. The strike itself is illegal and disastrous, but their lack of readiness for what comes next is unforgivable as well. Incompetence everywhere. So
okay, and you best believe, right, that, you know, you probably got Edomites over there that, you know, trying to help other Edomites, you know, get out of Dodge, right? Leaving you jigs out there to hang and dry, man. Okay? Hey, man, we're coming into some times where you're going to have a form of tribalism where, you know, you're going to have Edomites helping Edomites and these other heathen nations helping their own kind, man, and leaving you jigs out there to dry, man. This is the reason why we tell y'all to turn back to the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, man. Let him be your help. Okay? Let Yahweh Bashmiel Shai be your help, man, in the time of trouble, man. Building up that relationship with Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, man. All right? Because we're entering into some serious, perilous times where, okay, the famine of the word, right, is going to stop, man. Okay? No, then who's going to be your help? Who's going to be your refuge? Who's going to be your shield and buckler in that time, man? All right? And this is what we've been saying, man. All right? To get your act together, man. Okay? Let go of the immortal thoughts, man. Cast away the burdens of man. Okay? And lean upon Yahweh Bashim Shai with all your might, all your strength, man. Okay? Another man can't help you, you know what I'm saying? Can't save you, man. Okay, and that's just the truth about it, man. All right, this is a walk between you and Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man, at the end of the day, man. All right, so.
Today, a State Department official claimed that it had helped over 130 American citizens leave Israel, which doesn't sound like that much. And they said that they were working on getting charters and military aircraft for Americans trying to leave. But when Donald Trump was asked about the thousands of Americans that are stranded in the Middle East, all he had to say was this, and see if you can decipher what he was trying to say.
And it's crazy too because what's it those Iranians, those Armenians over there, man, they're letting those missiles loose like they're emptying the whole clip, man. So for a plane or a helicopter to just come and try to evacuate people, it's gonna be hectic, man. Because then that evacuation rescue is gonna get hit with a missile too as well, man, or a drone, right? Hey, man, it's scary, man. And you got people over there that's stranded in Dubai, right? No plane is traveling, right? They over there basically is a no-fly zone, man. Okay, over there in Saudi Arabia and United Air Emirates, right? That place is a no-fly zone, man. Because why? Because it's a war going on over there, man. Okay, so it's a war going on over there, man. And hey, man, shit, man, you people over there that scoff and scorn, and you Israelites that's over there that's taking trips over there, man. Say you quote unquote going over there to the Middle East, right? Your ass gonna be stuck over there too, man. All right, this ain't no game, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is serious, man. You gotta take the Lord serious, man. Okay, this ain't no game, man. Okay, one day you're here and the next day you're gone, man. So let's hear NERO 47.
Air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded. Why wasn't there an evacuation plan, and will you send planes to get people out?
Well, because it happened all very quickly. We thought, and I thought maybe more so than most, I could ask Marco, but I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now. And a lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries. So I think I was right about that. We attacked first. And if we didn't, it could have been, look, we're really decimating them. They're being decimated.
I got to take these guys out and build this crossbow tower as fast as possible. I don't even think I have a choice. Quickly.
So he had no words of encouragement or wisdom for these people.
Because he doesn't care, man. He doesn't care, man. This is the cruel Lord that the Bible speaks of, man. This is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. He don't care, man. Those people over there just going to just sit there and they're going to eat a missile, man.
Who have been stranded. He doesn't seem to think that it's a priority to get these people out of these countries after he initiated this attack. And he acts as though, it all happened so quickly. You planned it. You're the one who decided to do it as quickly as you did without having a plan in place. Cenk, this is negligence is what we're seeing from our government. And they're just not doing their jobs. They're not taking care of our people overseas.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. So during the break, I was looking through a couple different sites. We got our embassies on fire. We got the CIA station in Saudi Arabia that got hit. And there's fires everywhere. They're hitting us all over the place. And Trump said earlier that he was surprised. Jake Tapper did a good job asking him, was there anything that surprised you? And he said, yeah, I didn't think they were going to hit our bases in the Gulf. I'm like, why wouldn't you think that? And people all over media are doing this, and it's driving me crazy. They're like, well, I mean, and especially the Israeli guys, like Kornikus, or whatever you pronounce his name, was debating Anna on Piers Morgan yesterday, Netanyahu himself on Sean Hannity. They're all like, can you believe Iran is attacking all these random countries like, UAE and Cyprus?
And this is you gotta understand, man. This is all a distraction to distract the people from what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has exposed Esau Edom on those PDF files, man. Okay, on our Zora ranch, all the type of wickedness and them eating babies and trying to create synthetic human and cloning and doing all types of manner of wickedness, man. Okay, all types of manner of wickedness over there on that Epstein Island, man. Okay, this is hey, the Lord is diminishing Esau Edom's character, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. What's that? Isaiah 32. Excuse me. This is Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and you know the vile person is no more going to be called liberal, man. Okay, Esau, Edom, their character is being diminished, man. Okay, their character is being diminished, their wisdom is being diminished, right? That hedge that is about them is about to be totally annihilated, right? Esau, Edom is being destroyed from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai from within, man. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is stripping this man of everything that he has, man. Okay, and the world is going to look at this man and say, this is the man that did shake the kingdoms, that did make the world to tremble, right? It says, verse 6, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh, to make empty the souls of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail, man. Okay, you can't look towards this man for no safe haven, man. Okay, you can't look towards the wicked for a sanctuary, for a help, man. Okay, as we read, man, their power is to sit still, man. It says, verse 7, the instrument also of the churls are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Okay, with lying words, man. Okay, they don't speak the truth, man. They speak with a forked tongue. Like the Gadites would say, man, it's a forked tongue devil, man, deceiver, this slanderer, man. It says, even when the needy speak it right, but the liberal devises liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Okay? And this is this man, okay? Hey, Brakata Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, because the whole world is seeing the Edomites for who they are, man, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay? Those people that's in that land, okay, in land of Israel, man, okay, they're not the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, hence the reason why they're being bombed to hell and back, man. Just like how they did to the Palestinians, the same thing is going on over there to those tiny toppers, man. Okay, like the scriptures say, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, man. Okay.
They're not random. We have bases in all those countries. That's the most logical place to attack, because Iran's missiles can't reach us. The only thing it could reach is when we bring our entire fleet to them like schmucks so that they're sitting ducks. And we have our bases unprotected because all of our energy and resources are going to protect who? Bolivia, right? Jordan, right? No, of course, Israel. Everything is protected. They already have Iron Dome. We have no protection. Okay, so on CNN, they interviewed Americans stuck in the Middle East. One said, I feel just like a sitting duck. And you are, brother, you know.
Okay, so that's it, man. You know, I'm going to just stop it right here, you know. But, you know, the point was made, you know, NERO 47, right? He don't give a F about soldiers over there in the U.S. embassies, you know, being bombed, man. Okay? This man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.